Leah from Mommyish, and I am here to give a tutorial on how to get better edges on your corners with the Ultimate Stitching. Basically what a path is imagine it's like a guide, right? And it's a road and you're following that road no matter what. So as it goes around the corners, um, it keeps the, whatever the definition of that brush is, it'll keep going through. Now this means that because of the sizing, sometimes the stitching is going to overlap. There is nothing I can do about it. Like, that's just how paths work. But there is a way for us to kind of trick Photoshop or whatnot to try to get this to work a little better. With some of the stitches that are more complex, I don't think it matters where you move it, the stitches are going to overlap. I mean, it's just kind of like the arrow one. That's just how it is. I mean, if you have the one point going over the other one, it's going to make the little X. So you just have to erase. However, for our straight stitching, we can actually, and the X and things like that, we're going to be able to make it work. So what we'll do is I have a shape. It's rasterized. I'm going to fit the screen, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to get out my pen tool, and I'm going to pick from one point, then hold my shift key down, so it'll be a straight line, down to the end. That creates our first path. Now I'm going to create a layer above it. Actually, I'm going to create two layers. We're going to do the hole and the stitching in the hole. So let's choose, not the huge one, we'll choose the 56, and we're going to stroke the path. And then we're going to take the holes, go to layer it underneath it, and stroke the path. Alright, so there's our first one. Now what we're going to do is we're going to kind of like leave those alone. And what I'm going to do for this, my own sake, is I'm going to group those together, and I'm going to turn off the layer so I don't have to look at it right now. Alright, I'm going to delete the path that I just created, and then I'm going to create a new path, again with my pen tool. So what we do, point, hold down our shift so it'll give us a nice straight line, there to the end, create two new layers, and stroke stitching, stroke path, and hold, and stroke path. Now, I understand that it gets overlapping and stuff, but don't worry, I promise we're going to make this happen. Alright, again, I'm going to group those layers together. Turn them off for a second. Actually, you know what we could do to like totally save time is now that we have like all four, we just duplicate these groups. And let's see, I don't like it anymore. There we go. That's good enough. So now we have all four sides. Alright, so this is what we get inside. Each group we have, and we're just gonna, we can either do one of two things. We can resize a little bit down, which I think is going to be the first thing that we're going to do. So I'm going to take all four groups, select them together, and I'm going to scale it down a little bit. Just a little bit. Just be like that, and I'm going to apply. I'm going to change my thing so it's auto-selecting the group and not the layer. Alright, so here we have our top group. Here's one of the side ones. Place it there. Here's one of the edging, or corner ones. I'm going to move it down so maybe they won't quite so perfectly, but sort of towards the end. Right there, that looks good. And then the side. And I just put it a little bit. So now this is the effect that we get. And then you would just go through and add your styles. It's pretty easy. So now that we have that, I'm going to show you what it would have looked like had I just done the stroke layer cut. So let's make this path. And let's stroke it like that's how it rolled. Alright, our holes, stroke that, yeah, and stroke with the thing. And see, there it is. So you see there's an overlap there, and then right there it looks a little awkward. So that would be just running the action as is. This would be using paths to do it. So, and again, all you would have to do if you wanted it to fit a little differently is just select those layers together and play around. So, yay, right? So that's with your pin tool. Just remember to keep creating your new layers and stuff. It'll work out perfectly well, I promise. I hope this has been helpful. I'm so sorry that you're having issues with it, but I really hope this has been helpful for you and showing you how you can utilize it a little bit differently. So again, that's our pin tool.